Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Hot Talks 2011.
I was here 7 years ago with Super Size Me, and it was such an incredible experience. So when they asked if I would come back and bring this film to open the festival, I jumped at the chance. I said absolutely. It's such a great festival. To be surrounded by so many people. It is the creme de la creme of documentary filmmakers and documentary films, and it's an honor.
Our opening night presentation, Palm Wonderful presents The Greatest Movie Ever Sold, directed by Morgan Spurlock.
The Greatest Movie Ever Sold is a film that looks at the world of product placement, marketing, and advertising by getting the whole film paid for by product placement and advertising. We wanted to use this idea of getting a film paid for by advertisers as a jumping off point to a larger conversation about what we buy, why we buy, and where do we ultimately draw the line.
After you walk out of this movie tonight, you will never watch television the same way again. You'll never look at a movie the same way again. You'll walk out on the street and you will recognize and see advertising and marketing in a very different way.
We've got close to 200 films from 43 different countries. Films about everything that you could possibly imagine, from cooking to mixed martial arts.
You're going to see a fantastic film that gives you a real peek behind the curtain of the sport that you know and love, and that you'll be getting a lot of this weekend here in Toronto.
Fightville is a documentary about the new American dream. But it's also a lot about life, and a lot about what it takes to be successful, and a lot about how far are you willing to go to find your dreams.
It's amazing to watch someone become the best at anything and devote themselves to anything that seriously, and it inspires you. The reaction has been amazing. Our first screening was at South by Southwest, and people were literally like up out of their seats cheering for these fights.
A guy walked up to me after the documentary and said, I've never really watched any mixed martial arts fights, or I'm not really a fan of the sport before I watched this movie. I had no idea what mixed martial arts was, but now I'm a fan of the sport. And if the movie can do that, somebody who has no idea what the sport is to, make them a fan, I think it's kind of hitting the right points with the sport.
We're here to celebrate all the great films in the festival and all the great filmmakers who have made them.